Hey guys, it's Ash. In today's video, we are going to be going over the 16 books that I've read so far this year. I honestly thought I would have read a good bit more by this time. We're like 7 months into the year. I was like going so strong at the beginning of the year, and I kind of have not been reading as much. I'm currently reading 4 books at the moment, and I kind of switch back and forth between them. But it's just been a little bit busy. I have 2 jobs now, so I haven't been able to read as much as I'd like. But we're going to go ahead and go over the books that I have read and my ratings on them. First, we have You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. This is a self-help book. It definitely was motivational. I listened to the audiobook of this, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. I don't think it was like life-changing or anything, but it definitely had me motivated in the moment, and I was like cleaning and stuff. So I definitely enjoyed this book. I would rate it, I guess, I don't know if I really have a rating for like self-help books. Next, we have Carlville by Stephanie Garber. This is the first book in a trilogy series. I don't even know what the series is called. This book was good. It was not great. I would rate it 3 stars. It definitely was fun and magical, and I enjoyed it, but it just didn't hit the spot for me. I do think I will continue the series. Let me know if I should, because I really want to get to the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and I've heard that you should read these before those because there's a character that shows up in them, and I would personally just like to have the backstory. But if it's not worth it, just let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Next, we have Magnolia Parts by Jessa Hastings, and this is a book, the first book in like a whole series too. I really enjoyed this. Super toxic love story. I'm definitely ready for the 3rd book because it gets back to, I believe it's Magnolia and BJ. So I enjoyed this. Super angsty, definitely fun. Not the perfect relationship, but that's what's fun about it. I also read Daisy Hates as well. I don't know where that book is, but I read that. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as this one, and I know people usually think the opposite way, but I don't know. This one was just super fun to me, so I'd rate this one like a 4 stars, and then maybe Daisy Hates a 3. Next, we have Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, and this definitely was a very good thriller. It had me going page by page. It was very quick. I think I read this in like 2 days. I enjoyed the plot twist. I kind of saw it coming, but not too much. I would rate this a 4 stars. It wasn't like the most amazing thriller ever, but it was definitely just a very quick, bingeable read. Next, we have Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book, I can't really give a rating because it wasn't like super fun or anything, but it definitely taught me some things about like finances and stuff, and just how to be better with my finances, I guess. Nothing too crazy though. I don't feel like there was like one big tip on like how to get rich quick or anything. It was all right. I mean, you can read it, or you can just like look up some. You don't have to read this whole book to get everything that you could get out of it, if that makes sense. Next, we have Heaven is Real by Dawn Piper and Cecil Murphy, and this was a very cute and sweet memoir. It gave me like hope and everything. I did enjoy it. I'm not going to give this one a rating, but I did enjoy this book, and if you've had an interest in reading it, then go ahead and do. Next, we have Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I did very much enjoy this book. It had me laughing at some points. I like it when like an animal is like the main character in a book. I think that's super fun. There was some like sweet moments in this book. Fun. I enjoyed, the octopus was pretty funny, to be honest, but it wasn't anything like super amazing to me. This has like really high ratings on Goodreads. I believe it's like a 5-star on Goodreads, but it was more like a 3.5, 4 stars for me. Definitely enjoyable, but not my favorite. Next, we have The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I absolutely loved this book. This is a 5-star read for me. Just the adventure. It was super fun to read, super cozy. It almost just felt like, I don't know. It was one of those books that takes you into a whole different world, and I'm very excited to start the next book in the series. Definitely a 5-star read. This would be a great like fall winter book too. I did read it in the summer, but absolutely loved it. Then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I adored this book. This was just super fun. I definitely see that like Hunger Games, fantasy romance type of thing. This book also has no spice in it, but the like banter between these two, so good. So that's spicy in itself, but it's not like a spicy book, you know what I'm saying? But I really, really enjoyed this book. 5-star read. I'm reading Reckless right now, and it's so good so far. I can't believe this is her first book. Like, she did an amazing job. Then we have The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is a very good book. It's very controversial, and I completely understand why. There's definitely some great things to take from here, especially for like business, but some of the things are a little toxic, but I did enjoy it. I would say this is like a 3.5 stars, and wasn't like something I want to reread again, but there was some good things to take from it, but there also was some bad things to take from it too. Then we have The Mistress of All Evil by Valentino. This goes into the Mistress of All Evil's backstory, and I love the cover. I don't love the book. This was like a 2 stars for me. I was bored. I was ready to move on to the next book. Some things too, it can be in timing. I bought this like years and years ago, and I just finally read it this year. I might have enjoyed it more back in the day, but it was not for me now. So 2 stars, sorry. Then we have Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie, and I really, really enjoyed this book, and I think I might have rated it 3 stars when I was finished with it, but honestly it's like a 4.5 because it has stuck with me. I definitely have thought about this book. It is a different type of romance, definitely toxic still, but I enjoyed how it talked about, like, I thought it was cool to see like them trying to strike up a romance with their addictions and everything. It's just a book I haven't seen done before. Maybe I haven't read books like this, but I did really enjoy this one, and I'm excited to continue the rest of the series. Then we have A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, and obviously amazing book, amazing series. This was not my favorite book in the series. I think this one's like a 4.5 for me, just because it kind of did drag a little bit for me. I enjoy spice. There was a little bit much in here at points, but overall amazing, just an amazing series that definitely changed reading for me overall. So if you haven't read this series, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, because I feel like everybody's read this series. Then we have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, and I absolutely loved the first book in the series. Fourth Wing was a 5-star read for me. Again, just a book that I was entranced by, pulled into the world, just a lot of fun. This one, not as much. This one's like a 3 stars for me. There was parts that I really, really enjoyed, but there was also parts where I was either bored or lost, and that could just be because it's more of a fantasy read, and I've just started reading fantasy. But I don't know, not my favorite. I will be continuing the series. And then we have The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I actually put this book somewhere, and I don't know where it is, but I didn't even read the book. I listened to the audiobook, and it was like the theatrical one, and oh my gosh, it was so good. 5-star read. Absolutely loved it. So Neil Gaiman is the writer of like Coraline as well, so I'm going to be reading that one, and it just, again, takes you into that world, gives you this certain feeling. The audiobook for it was just amazing. I just absolutely loved how theatrical it was, so super fun. These are the books that I've read so far this year. I'm definitely hoping for some more 5-star reads. I'm currently reading Happy Place by Emily Henry, Reckless by Lauren Roberts, The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, and then I feel like there's another one. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I just switch back and forth between the books that I am feeling at the moment. But yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed for some more 5-star reads this year. And my goal was 50 books for the year. I don't know if I'm going to reach that. That is a very high goal for me. But 16 books is a pretty good halfway point for the year. So yeah, let me know how many books you guys have read this year, and like if there's any like standout 5-star reads that you've just fell in love with. But thank you guys for watching. Love you.